management at Jindal Stainless. They're still with us. So thank you so much for waiting by us, but there was some news flow that we needed to update our viewers with. So you were talking about the top line as well as bottom line and how realizations have helped top line growth, which helped the bottom line growth. Let's talk about the volume bit as well. It was a good double-digit growth that you have seen in this quarter.
Yeah, so we have seen highest ever volumes in terms of the both production and sales side in the quarter. And so if you see the capacity utilization, we are currently at close to 99%. But having said that, I think what we can also in the short term, this capacity utilization, we can increase almost by 25 to 30% through some of the debottlenecking and plant balancing. So we should see a good growth momentum in the next fiscal year also in terms of the volumes and growth in the range of say around 15%.
Okay, and your margins as well have slipped considerably. Is this on account of the rise in the key commodities like nickel, and where do you see your margins headed?
See, if you see our EBITDA margins are in the quarter were close to around 13%, and if you see on a 9-month basis, it were around 12%. And typically, so nickel prices generally are a pass through in our business, and but however, when the nickel prices, when the raw material prices are high, the margins tend to be on the upper side of the range generally. So we continue to see a similar sort of margin, and our focus is more on absolute EBITDA than the margin. So to be very frank, our focus is completely on in terms of increasing the production and increasing the absolute EBITDA rather than focusing on the increasing the EBITDA margin at this stage.
Right, sir, can you just talk to us about the stainless market? It's a market which, is very different from how the MS market behaves. Can you just tell us that, what has been the volume growth in the sector? What's the pickup that you're seeing as far as overall application of this sector is concerned? Basically giving us an opportunity of what you're catering to.
Yeah. So good question. I think so stainless steel is very different from the normal carbon steel market, and it's a more a metal of the future. I would say it's a green metal, and it's a more and more applications are coming from the newer segment. So traditionally, utensil segment used to dominate the stainless steel consumption in India, but gradually we are seeing the segment like art and ABC. So art is like automotive, railways, and transportation. And ABC segment is in terms of the building and construction segment. So we are architecture, building and construction segment. So we are seeing a good demand growth coming from the existing segment as well as in terms of the art and ABC segment in the coming quarter. So we should see a good growth momentum, and we should see a stainless steel market growing better than the normal GDP growth in the country.
Right, sir, thank you so much for explaining us about the numbers. What's the future ahead as far as stainless business is concerned? Margins subdued over there, but as the management said, the focus is on absolute profits, which actually grew this particular quarter.